Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. I am, as always, your host. The rogue AI's search is complete. Our world is doomed. How you doing? Coming to you live from 3:40 a.m. Not too bad tonight. I've been saying that every night, but like not too bad. I've been doing these at worse times. I did not do a stream prior to this, and that's because I am still a little bit. It's mostly past, but I'm experiencing a bit of a headache, so I've just been taking it easy today. Living life, you know how it goes. Hanging in there. How you doing? I'm doing fine. We're gonna start anew on Hellhorned. I was thinking about what I wanted. Like last night as I was falling asleep, I was thinking about what secondary I would want to play with Hellhorn. I think that it's Awoken. I feel like right now, for me personally, I can play Awoken the best. I think that Melting is probably on the stronger side. I really feel like every clan that isn't Umbra is pretty good. Hellhorn's in an okay spot. You can just play Rage. Rage is pretty good now. Sorry, big yawn snuck one in there on you. But I think that Umbra is just... Man, the problem is that morsels are a hassle, and they're a hassle for a bad outcome. Like, you're not getting anything good when you're gorging unless you're playing over Gorger. But that's beside the point. For my question for you today, I think I have not done something like this. What's your favorite genre? And it can be for anything, right? For favorite genre of book, favorite genre of video game, however you want to interpret this question. I was thinking about it today. I've been really into film noir lately and like detective stuff and mysteries, and I'm trying to hunt down some good mystery stuff because I feel like so my friend has been playing LA Noir and I've been watching him play it through Discord, and we just got to Arson. I will not spoil LA Noir if you've not played it and are planning on playing it, but we just got to Arson, and man, this game is really not what I wanted. I was kind of excited too when we were halfway through Homicide. I was like, well, this game's getting really good. This is really interesting. And then they don't stick the landing, and I feel like the back half of the game has been really bad. But it's one of those things where I thought about playing LA Noire, and I am glad that I did not stream it because I would have just shit on it. I think this game got. I'm really surprised by it too. I thought it was really good. Like, I thought this game was actually a 10 out of 10 and is like maybe a 5 out of 10. But, I've been super into detective stuff lately. Other than that, you know me. Card games, am I right? It's funny because I'm not like a super big card game person, but, here we are. I'm relatively good at them now. And I've played a lot, so. Anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Let's get rolling, shall we? We are Hellhorn Melting, Explosive Sigil Daedalus, Spell Shield Fell, Sap Seraph, Fledgling of Draft and Flame. Quick sip of water before we begin as well. This is a big sip. It was more of a drink. I'm gonna take Lost Luggage here. Lost Luggage is really good. This is a really strong relic. Something that I've realized is this is really strong for the early game. Drawing 10 cards instead of 5 on turn 1 means that you draw through your deck 5 cards faster, which means a lot in the early sections of like cycling into your starter cards that aren't the bad ones, like cycling into your random starters seems really important. So Lost Luggage has moved up a lot in my rankings. Hello, I'm going to click Brawler Prince. I have a Rage Scaler, so we're playing Brawler Prince here. In this run, I am going to play what I believe is the winning line, and that's just going to be Fledgling Imp, Endless, or Reform. I don't think we want to play specifically Reform Prince, because I think that Reform Prince is kind of a bait here. Yeah, we're fine. Because we have no Reform, basically. With Primitive Mold, I would maybe try out Reform Prince, but, we got Fledgling Imp, we got Brawler Prince. I'm sure it'll be pretty good. We can dodge Ember Drain here if you wanna. May as well. And then we ping... I took the trial. We're gonna ping off Gorgie. We're looking for Steelworker here, as you can probably guess. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Show Me Steelworker, please. Thank you. Torch Collector should be fine. Do need to play... I played Dreg. So we torch another Clergyman. We put a Dreg down and then a Fledgling Imp. These two die. We ping as much of this as we can. I think it should be fine. I need to turn my fan on. Give me 1 sec. A bit of a messy start to this episode, but I'm good now. I shouldn't have to stand up anymore. I just realized that was very hot. Deck has a lot of units in it. I should draw a bunch of torches here. A bunch. 1. What's the difference? How do you go about this turn? Let's take a look. So... I would prefer my own prince to not take 20 here, right? I think that playing Inflame is okay. Like, putting Inflame on the prince here is probably worth. Although, is it really? I wonder. Maybe I play... I actually think I play Torch, Train Steward here. Yeah, so we torch one of these Clergymen. Put a Train Steward down to buffer 10 damage, and then I want to put a Train Steward down here. Yeah, you put him in the back, actually, and then... Because draft only has 5. Put him in the back and he should kill a Clergyman. Yeah. And that's good. We need to ping off these Clergymen where we can. Prince is pretty close to soloing chains. 16, 26 times 2. I have another Train Steward. I have another Train Steward. Alright. We're going to leave here of taking 10. That's probably fine. I think that's probably okay. We get a unit draft for it, right? We see Steelworker and this run gets pretty straightforward from there. Welder Helper? Yeah, sure. Remember there was a run recently where I said I'm not going to take Welder Helper, and then I spent the whole run going, why didn't I take Welder Helper? I'm going to click Welder Helper this time. The good ending. We could also take Molten Encasement as our survival option. It's probably a lot better. Thinking about grabbing Reform for Reform Imps, but I'm probably going to play Endless Fledgling Imp. Although Endless Fledgling Imp, that's 2 things that need Endless if I also try to grab Molten Encasement. If I hit them both, obviously it's very good, but if I don't, it's kind of awkward. I'll click Molten Encasement anyway. I think it's fine. We have another Hellhorn banner coming up. I can take Wickless Baron, and Wickless Baron is fine. He's a frontliner, but he's not great. He's like, this is insulating myself against a bad roll at the next Hellhorn banner. I think it's smart, because like, if the next Hellhorn banner is like Demon Fiend, Alpha Fiend, we're in a really awkward spot. So we take the Baron, and now we never have a bad setup for going forward. Ideally, we see Steelworker. Ah, look at this, Alpha Fiend Consumer of Crowns. Really glad I picked Baron right about now. Yeah, because this run would get really awkward if I had to pick one of these units. And I would have to take one of them. I'd probably pick Alpha Fiend. I mean, Consumer's unplayable, so good job, me. That's a pat on the back for myself. Temple has nothing particularly. I got the Collector and I took the Trial, but I don't have enough money to reroll and potentially catch an Endless, so we're just gonna move on. We got not much better here, which is scary, but maybe it'll be okay. I'll probably go Hellhorn banner. No trials right now, I'm not feeling that confident. There's a few question marks in this run, but I feel like we can get there pretty consistently on this one. I want to ping off the Foot Soldier. I'm gonna skip the Fledgling Imp and it'll be fine. I like dodging the Ember Drain a lot, plus it's a Harvest on the Baron. Baron's gonna do a lot of the heavy lifting here, I think. We'll use Imps and Dregs to chump for him. He should do pretty well. Molten Encasement. Molten Encasement has like a 50% chance of robbing me of an Imp, so I'm not gonna play it here. Instead we chump. Not chump, chunk is the word. I'm gonna be a little closer. I don't know how I sound. I think that I sound fine, but move you closer just in case. They bring in the Welder Helper. I think we play Welder Helper, we kill Welder Helper, and then we play a Dreg. And then if I put this Dreg behind, I'm robbing myself of Fledgling Imp. But I'm saving myself 4 damage, but I'm taking more damage on the next turn, probably by not playing Fledgling Imp right. Well, not necessarily. 14, 12 is 26. I think it is actually better to just play the Dreg, huh? No, it wasn't. Now that I think about it, because as I played the Dreg, I went, oh wait, I'm not counting the fact that this guy's taking 26 and he's at 27. I could have just put the Dreg in front and then the Baron would have killed. Okay, it was a slight mistake, but I think that the way that I'm about to play this is also okay. It's just a little worse for Relentless because I don't play this Fledgling Imp now. This is also fine, I'm pretty sure. I just have to redraw into these Fledgling Imps. If they're both bottom 3, it can be awkward, but let's just not have that happen. Even still, we have a 29-39, so I guess it's fine. The way that I played it might not have... I didn't have to do what I did, but also what I did when I did the math in my mind, I went, wait, this is a guaranteed setup, right? I can't take any damage for this. But realistically, I would have taken no damage, however I played that, so it's okay. Don't necessarily want another Welder Helper. I do think I want to grab Vent. Not so much lately are we playing things like plus 10 piercing holdover Vent, but I'm down to give it a shot. I'll grab Molded here as well for the Imps. We have the makings of a crazy Imp setup here. Gonna go right, we're gonna keep searching for Steelworker. What's in my temple first? Spellchain Intrinsic. Horde Warrior, Brandon Warrior, not really interested. I think these are both pretty bad here. And Horde Warrior is just worse than Prince. I don't hate duplicating Fledgling Imp here. Like another one of these is pretty good. Another Rage option is pretty good. Spellchain Intrinsic I'm probably not going to take. I'll take another Fledgling Imp though. Minor Refraction? I don't know, man. I mean, I guess this is good, right? Baron is just acting as a tank. He just has to sit there and take damage for Prince, so... making him one size is fine. It makes it so that I can play 2 Imps with him. I can play 2 1 cost, like use Drags to chump block, things like that. This is definitely worth it. It's just a bit of a shame that I don't get the value I would want. I'm not going to talk much about Major Stone there, although maybe Major Stone draft could be fun. I am not going to take anything from this temple unless I have to. I do not appear to have to. But I will need to plan out my pack shards post Daedalus pretty heavily. I found myself having a lot more success going 0 pack shards through Daedalus. Seems like it's the way to go for me at least. And then we can just tank the bomb. It's a 50-50, but I'm just assuming Daedalus puts a bomb top 4, which will be fine. Oh, never mind. These bombs don't... Does this work? Do they count as deaths? They don't, right? It says specifically that they despawn. I don't think they count as dying. Kind of weird. It's kind of a strange loophole, I feel like. Misplay alert, by the way. We won't talk about this one too much. We'll just move on. Yeah, that's a bit of a brain lag. I'm sure we'll be okay, though. I think it's best to put this Train Steward down. Actually, not really, because it's better for Wickless Baron's health. I would get I'd get the same amount of Harvest because I would kill the Constructed Explosive. This is one of those things where I don't need to think this hard about it. I can just play the cards, it's fine. I can lose Harvest here, I don't think it matters. With the way that I've played this, I'm pretty confident we just chill. Okay. I'm gonna keep throwing Train Stewards away, but I do kind of want to keep some dregs to trigger harvests, although our boy's 43, so this combat's fine. I do not have a good handle on where this run is going. It does seem to have a few different options. That dies, right? Yeah. Dies from the explosive. We have a few options as to where this run could end up going. I feel like most likely I just tunnel some steel shops and I pick up Endless and I make big Hornbreaker Prince. I need to find some answer to keep him alive and then we're chilling. But whatever works, right? Did that save him health? I don't know if that saved him health. In theory, pinging there saves health, but I'm not. I mean, it does. It has to be at least the same. I just don't know what actually happened there. Go to burnout one. Doesn't matter. I'll dodge the Ember Drain too. Okay. Yeah. Even without Endless, we could make this work with Reform also. Which is probably what else we could do. We could do Holdover Reform strat. And then we can bring back Imps every turn. Transcendent here, Alloy of the Ancients here, any of those, and I think we're just cruising. Hallowed Halls would have been another one I would mention. Devourer of Death is always an interesting one, isn't he? Remnant Pact is also a solution to having two cards that I want to put Endless on. It's kind of awkward because I have to draw it at the same time, but I'm down to grab Remnant Pact here. I think that Intent on Death does very little. I think you really only take Intent on Death with Fade or Bounty Stalker at this point. Intent on Death on a Tomb is just not usually worth it. One time, 2 stealth, yeah. Conditionally, yeah. Devourer is okay. But I only have 2 infusions left, and one of them is Fledgling Imp. I think that I'm gonna take the Endless Pact because I have 2 things that I want to give Endless to. No Steelworkers. For him. He's not here, but it's okay. I'm really glad that I didn't, like, the biggest play I made here in this run is not skipping Wickless Baron. Without Wickless Baron, this run looks real weird because I end up having to play, like, Rail Beater or something like that. So I'm glad that I picked up Wickless Baron. I will probably, so I don't need space. We got that -1 size for the Baron. I think I will take draw. I think I'll take draw. Or actually you could take energy because lost luggage, but what do I need my energy for? Not much, right? I'm using it to play an extra torch, more or less. I'm gonna take draw. And so I'm definitely going Steel Shop because we want to find as many Endless as possible. I have to do a quick pack shard count as well. 25. I'm gonna look for multi-strike for Wickless Baron since we're doing rage scaling. So we'll re-roll this. Could maybe just play 2 Wickless Barons also for what it's worth. I'll just reroll. Endless, great news. I think we do the Fledgling Imp first before the Molten Encasement. I think that damage output is a little more important than stealth survivability. And with Endless Burnout 1, I can put Welder Helper Infusion on this Fledgling Imp, and then that unit is survivability and damage. His damage scaling is a little lower, but we have 2 extra Fledgling Imps to help out. I think that's where we're going. Ooh, Rage is +1. +1 unit upgrade slot is also okay, but our boy Wickless Baron, here's the good thing about Wickless Baron. He lost an upgrade slot to this -1 size, but it really doesn't matter. Wickless Baron doesn't need that many upgrades, especially not when he's acting as the tank. So more damage output feels a little bit better, and Precious Plating is always not bad, but I'll just take Resonant Shard. And we're going Brawler all the way here. For sure. I feel pretty good about this run now. I think we're in a great spot. I'm going to leave this slot open on the Wickless Baron for a multi-strike, and I'm going to spend money removing 2 Train Stewards real quick. And then here, I am going to go for the Welder Helper or not the self-infuse, but the Welder Helper infuse on the Fledgling Imp. That'll give me the 10 AoE armor every turn, which is enough to keep our Prince alive, and then I can make a second one of that unit as well. And then I'll take energy for that. And that sounds like our winning line. I think that wins, right? 2 Fledgling Imps like that, just playing every turn, that's 10 rage. Spell Shield 2 here is a little scary. I can probably just respect and not take this, but I do like the money. I'll take it, but this is a scary combat. The 9-2s do a lot. Yeah, 15 times 2 is even worse. Although, I would not ever kill this with spells, so I'm not losing much. Okay, I'm not going to try and dodge Ember Drain here, we're just gonna take it. And we go Welder Helper, Fledgling Imp. Yeah, I was gonna play that just to check. It's one of those things where every now and then I like to just go look at mechanics and go, this is how this works, right? The mechanic I would be looking at there is, if I do 0 damage to the spell shield, does it eat a spell shield round? No, I don't think it does, but it'd be fun if it did. So, got a lot of damage coming up. I was thinking about keeping the Welder Helper here, but I'm gonna go ahead and ping and then play Fledgling Imp again. I'll put it in front. Are we doing 33 times 3? I think we're okay. We're okay. Then we get into this endless burnout 1 Fledgling Imp stuff. Could have like played Stealth Tomb and done some weird stuff here, but why? Yeah, really, but why? Okay. I think we have what we need now. This is kind of what I've been saying though lately. I feel like if you want to win more consistently in this game, the best thing you can do is take 0 pack shards pre-Daedalus unless you're really confident. As I like more and more, I just even in runs where I feel reasonably confident, I'm just like, why would I take these though? I can just take these late. It's very uncommon that I get an upgrade before Daedalus for pack shards that is worth putting my run at risk for, basically. One of the things that's worth considering, like taking 10 is okay. I really don't think that you should take like ring 1 anything. Ring 1 meaning like right after the start of the game upgrades. Those seem pretty bad. I'll do like Stealth Tomb. This Wickless Baron is a huge part of our game plan right now. Okay, look at this guy, 125 damage. Get that man a multi-strike. It's not like top priority, but it would be pretty cool, right? But no, I'm not saying that... I'm not saying you never take pack shards. Like, grabbing an intrinsic on an important card is obviously worth, but I feel like you don't have much incentive to take money or take a relic at the start of the game anymore. Maybe as... Who's a strong early champion? Maybe as like... I don't feel good about any of them, right? Like maybe Burnout Rector. Imp in a box seems good here. I don't know, more imps seems fine. I'm playing imps, click imps. It doesn't usually fail me. Crushing Demise is also good. We're playing on exactly 1 floor. I don't care if I steal kills from Prince in any way. I'm down for Crushing Demise. Card's usually really good. We're going right. I could go left and fish for trinkets, but I'd rather fish for multi-strike. If we don't hit it, it's not the end of the world. We can still also see Endless. Or not one on the Molten Encasement, just in case we see an Endless here. Large Stone is... The quick Large Stone is really bad. That's a darn shame. Not particularly interested in any of these. It's okay, right? Like, you could take the Rail Spike. I don't really care for it here. Could take Spike of the Stygian. I don't want any of these. Spike of the Hellhorned, I think, is just too bad. We need to, at the very least, I want to put Welder Helper into Fledgling Imp. You can make a... I think that this has to be our survivability option, because even if I stealth up the Prince, he's probably going to kill himself on spikes. Giving the AoE armor 10 is an option. Like, this is the line, I feel. Now, let's take a quick look ahead. 50, 65. I can go to... So I want to take 10 here. What's my 10? It's Intrinsic. Intrinsic Imp in a box is okay. Because, yeah, this is really sick, actually. If this ever goes Pyre Chomper, this is huge. I'm down for that. And then that gives me 60, 75, and then I can take 25 at this temple one way or another. Oh, you could take 25 if I see Endless for this Molten Encasement. I could just slap a Fledgling Imp into it. Yeah, that'll be pretty cool. We'll see what happens here, right? Because if we see Permafrost on the Endless, then we can do that too. Okay. I am ready. Spikes 4, we're gonna auto pass any Spikes combat. I have no interest in taking Spikes at this time. Another thing we could see on this run, in case you're still thinking about it, is Light's Gift, of course. I'm still thinking about it because that's my job. What the fuck? Imp in a box, what is this? What is this, Imp in a box? 2 Queen's Implings? Come on, buddy. You're supposed to be an example for the community. Crouching Demise just in case, you know. That was gross. That was really gross, is what that was. That's kind of disgusting. I'd like to get that collector, but it's not possible. Wait, no, it is possible. Is it worth it? I am feeding 20 armor if I grab it. Huh. Is it worth it? Do I take any damage for this? So the way that I can get it is I can put Molten Encasement and both dregs down, and the second drag will kill the collector. I am feeding 20 armor to this floor. That's really scary to feed 20 armor to this floor for free. I don't think I do it. I don't think I take that collector. So yeah, because you put the Molten Encasement down and you stealth both the dregs, and then the drag kills the front marksman, and then the second drag kills the collector. But it's too much damage, I think. If those dregs weren't burning out on the turn with the harvest enemy on the floor, I would maybe go for it. But there's just no way. You can't do that. This helps a ton for chumping, actually. Seems really good. Have a drag down here. Doing everything in my power to kill this tank, I feel like, is where we want to be. I think we kill him barely, right? What do we got? 94. Isn't this the lethal? 68. Oh, because you get... The Wickless Baron doesn't kill the defender. But we can put up... I can actually make it so that this imp lives. That is good. Like, having this imp live is fine. Might end up taking space then, if this is what the floor is going to look like consistently. I don't think this is what the floor looks like consistently, but... definitely in the future, imps are dying off because of the sweep, among other things. But for now, I mean, why not, right? Crushing Demise, how you feeling? Oh, Crushing Demise. This is self-made Harpy, right? Yeah, okay. See if my memory still works. I did remember. What do we got? We got 100 times 3. Yeah, we're good. I am not going to follow the bait and try to walk to the steel shop to keep looking for multi-strike. Finding multi-strike for our Wickless Baron, it would be nice, but it is not our end game. I don't win or lose off of multi-strike here. And finding something like Permafrost or Holdover changes our run a lot. I also think the Magic Shop lines up with removals, and we want to clear cards from this deck for sure. Because Sap Seraph is going to give us a bit of trouble, I imagine. Because we are fighting. Our Rage generation is good, but it's not great right now. Because we went for armor. I'm clicking Imp in a box. I'm not clicking any. I could take Votivary, I guess, but I don't really like Votivary anymore. Because I don't feel like Votivary is good, but she's not crazy. When Votivary is good, it's really good. But the problem is there's so much Harvest now, and Harvest is a real problem. Having to think about Votivary is just not worth my time, I don't feel like. It is, like, the card is a net positive, usually. Especially with a Harvest on our run, but, like, I just don't feel like it. That's all there really is to it. I don't feel like it. Okay, Train Stewards go for sure here. Permafrost or Holdover? Remove Consume is not what I'm looking for. Guess we make Molded free. Put a +10 on the torch. Can hold out for the vent. Putting +10 piercing on it is pretty good. Or extreme stone, either one. Alright, holdover. Permafrost. Permafrost works too. We freeze the Remnant Pact, and then this helps our survivability a bunch. Although, it's kind of weird. Hold on. Let me think about this. Sorry, I just finished my water. There we go. So, if you freeze Remnant Pact, you're playing it with Molten Encasement. And that gives us great survivability. But does that give us... I think I have to take space, basically, if I do this. Is that okay? I think that's okay. I'm going to be... But I spend all my energy on, like, 3 units then, is the other issue there. Like, maybe it's not right. But what am I spending my energy on otherwise if it's not Imp, and then Molten Encasement, right? I don't really know. I don't think there really is much to spend my energy on, so I could take space and just play Imp, Molten Encasement over and over again. Does that win? I am reasonably confident. Because what I'm most likely going to do here now... Actually, no, I don't think I need this, right? Because I'm just going to make a second of this Fledgling Imp. At the next Hell Vent, I'm just making another Fledgling Imp. And then that's 20 armor per round. And it's 10 rage per round. Yeah, okay. I don't think I need to do this permafrost then. I guess I can do it just because why not? I'm sitting on this Remnant Pack for what? But at the same time, I'm gonna spend my money on a removal here instead. And we'll leave. Yeah, okay. I'm mostly worried that our damage won't quite get there on floor 7, floor 8. But we'll see. Like, boss-wise, I think we're great. I think that the armor trade-off is a little awkward. And in this line that I'm about to follow, I don't think I need to take space anymore, which is kind of nice. I want to not kill this Alabaster Guardian because I want it to die with Wickless Baron on the floor. And we're playing a card first so we can play the Imp in a Box, of course. Yeah, sure. Just boost rage. It's fine. This deck just wants a bunch of removals, it feels like. And also multi-strike on Wickless Baron makes it a lot easier as well, I feel. I think no matter how you slice it, we're in a really good spot. I don't want this Fledgling Imp to live forever. I want it to die. He'll tank. The Imp that we have here, by the way, is worth mentioning. This Endless Burnout 1 Imp with Welder Helper is an insanely good chump blocker. He's 26 health, so he's doing a lot of work. Hey, a Pyre Chomper. Finally. He's going to do a bunch of work in that front as well, where he's going to just be the meat shield for Wickless Baron here. He's going to tank entire rounds for our boy. The only thing I'm worried about is Prince's Rage, right? He's not getting crazy strong. He's 60 times 3 on turn 3. That's not bad, but that's not good enough. He's going to be 60 times 5 in the Divinity, but he's going to need a little more than that, I feel like, which is what we're going to work towards with the second Fledgling Imp, and probably space. Probably going to take space here. I think with those we'll be okay. Okay. Maybe hold over. Maybe hold over, but probably not. Like, hold over Molten Encasement isn't the worst option. Doesn't really matter, right? 5, 6, oh, it does matter. He lives by a little bit, so we go ahead and torch him. Yeah, I just need more space. I can -1 all of my spells that matter to 0 as well. Well, this is our second infused enemy. Infused enemies have been pretty kind to me so far. I'm gonna play the armor first. I want to make sure my imps are dying. 141 times 3. We're getting there, right? We're getting there. This deck's alright. Yeah. We're pumping. We're surviving well comfortably, and I think that's usually a good sign. Yeah. You want to win the 50-50? Cool. May as well ping this off as well. I'm stealing Harvest, but it doesn't matter. I think the harvest loss is okay. I'm gaining something. Transcendent also trivializes this run, as I'm sure you can imagine. If we see Transcendent, this run ends instantly. Like, on the spot, Transcendent wins us the run. You can also use Remnant Pact like this to just make this Burnout 1 fledgling imp endless now. Those banners would also be good. Oh, and that's free. That's free rage right there. That's something. Alright. Show me Transcendent and just make my life easy. Don't make me have to think anymore. Alright, we have to think more. Impolite's not really that good. It's 45 plus 4, so it's 105. I guess that's okay. 105 to the front enemy is not bad. I'm not super interested in it, though. Maybe it's good. I think that skipping this is probably wrong. I think I'd be sleeping on it if I'm skipping it. Am I taking energy here? I don't really know. This is a decision. This is an overarching decision that matters that I don't know what the right answer is. I think I take space. So I'm going to click space. But energy might be right there as well. We also might hit an energy relic in Herschel's Horde here. Yeah, I saw the circle. I thought it was about to show me. I thought I was going to say energy relic and then it was going to show me volatile gauge. That would have been funny. Grindstone does do something. It gives Prince 25 damage. That's pretty good. I'll take it. Then we're duplicating the imp. Now, duplicating the imp changes my game plan a little bit. We only need 10 from here. Intrinsic. I don't know, man. I could put it on the other imp in a box. I'm down. Why is the... Oh, because I duplicated my imp. Yeah, okay, Implate was probably correct. I'll do Intrinsic on the imp in a box here. Surely I'll hit a Pyre Chomper on one of those, right? Then we go Brawler 3. Yeah. He has 26 health in Brawler 3, which is good enough for Divinity, I feel. Maybe I make the imp again. Maybe I make 3 of that imp and every turn is just play imp, play imp, play imp, end turn. That might actually just be 100% right. A bit of a thinker. Either way. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Spell shield here doesn't matter too much, right? My damaging spells don't do enough to really make a big impact. I'm down for the money. This will be a good test, though. 290, this will be a very good test here. And I'm just going to start eating it on the Ember Drain. Man. Nothing, huh? No Pyre Chompers. What did I do wrong, Pyre Chomper? What did I do wrong, Pyre Chomper? Quick check? Yeah, it doesn't. Doing 0 doesn't work. I knew that, but still worth checking. But you never know. Just take a look every now and then. Alright, Crushing Demise. Here, I'll throw you a drag. Sacrifice. Oh, he's done it. Crushing Demise, you genius. What a great card. That's really good. That makes the rest of this combat much easier. Should I have fed that enemy? Absolutely not. Very silly of me. Now he's all threatening. Go ahead and try our best to not take as little damage here as possible. This guy's a little threatening too, because we don't actually get to a point. I'm so used to these runs with quick, right? We don't get to a point where we are just quick insta-killing entire floors. That's a lot of damage. We got a lot of armor though. I can just mold back on a turn like this. I think it makes sense, right? We mold back the Fledgling Imp and then we throw Endless at it. It's free. It's Burnout 1. It seems good. As long as we're seeing a plus on our boy here too, we're looking good. I think that the wave here is the one that's scary. Oh, and we can just Molten Encasement and then it's not scary anymore. Cool. Thanks, Molten Encasement. Very cool. Yeah, that's great. Look at that value. Look at that value, Molten Encasement. And I was starting to doubt Molten Encasement. I was starting to doubt a little bit. How ridiculous. Yeah, this is one of the higher damage output combats in the game. I don't know what the highest damage output combat is, like in terms of relative number of pack shards for when you see it, right? You could of course say like, oh well, this specific boss does an absurd amount of damage if you're on 100 pack shards, right? Like, oh yeah, Daedalus on max pack shards is the hardest boss, right? Yeah, sure, but like, you know, how often do you see that? Right, like 85, 95 pack shards of this combat is more what I think in terms of, and I think that this is one of the higher damage outputs, especially since we just tanked it. We didn't kill any of them ahead of time. We just let them have spell shield and tanked all this damage, and we are going to leave here alive. I think that we took enough spells to help us along in the first two waves that we should be good. I feel pretty good here. I don't think we need impressive. I just need energy, so. These aren't very good either. You could take Subsuming Blade if you wanted it, but our imps are our front line. Usually the problem that I have with a strategy like this is that your imps don't die, but we have access to Burnout 1 because of melting, which is really, really good. It's like our imps are tanking. I'm gonna go right. I think that it makes sense. Duplicating the imp is maybe the way, but I want to take a look around. Rage does not decay is pretty good. Oh, Votive Key is pretty good too. Right, Votive Key does... It lets me play around a little bit here. It makes the Remnant Pack worthless, but we get to do some interesting things with it. Right? We get to do something with it. Stop showing me quick. Show me multi-strike. Okay, no multi-strike. Second Endless, though. I think I'm pretty sold on the third Fledgling and Welder Helper thing. But, like, I just play these 3 spells every turn then, and that's it. That's probably fine, right? The quick Rage does not decay. I think that's fine. Oh, hey, Hell's Banners. That's crazy good. And yeah, that's crazy good. So now now I definitely do it. Hell's Banners is a super high roll. You know, any imp run is happy to see it. Impsicle is fun. But is it good? Like, I don't have space is the thing. I don't have any space for Impsicle. So I would take it on the only idea is that if I take this I might hit Transcend Imp off of it. I don't think that makes much sense here. So let's go ahead and let's remove another torch instead. Could maybe take the +5. Probably not though. A little far away again. I'm moving around a lot. I guess I'll put +10. Actually, let's put Endless on the Baron. Sometimes he's gonna get sniped, I guess. So we can just slap an Endless on him. It makes the +25 would have helped, but you know. I didn't take it, I rolled for multi-strike, because of course you roll for multi-strike. This is a run with 0 multi-strike on it, by the way. Interesting little note for you. No multi-strike. Play 1, play Imp in a box, so no Pyre Chomper. Book. No matter where, if I don't put this drag top 4, it gets in my way. I think it's okay for it to feed the harvest here, though. No Pyre Chomper, huh? That's a shame. Okay, we're gonna do some weird stuff here. First, we're gonna play Wickless Baron, of course. Throw out the Fledgling Imps. Of course. I'm gonna get into the weird stuff I'm thinking. I don't wanna do something like... I wanna do something like this. I know that's very strange what I just did. I put the Molten Encasement down to leave these enemies alive, or these allies alive. I think they end up feeding a later harvest, but the harvest that they're gonna feed won't matter, is the idea. Playing Impalate here would be cool, but I need to clear my floor. So I need to ping off one of those imps. And I can also just Crushing Demise. Could Crushing Demise one of these enemies. You go for the 1 in 4. I'm so good. I just hit those, I guess. Oh, and I have, yeah, don't forget about Hell's Banners. I'm very, very confident at this stage in the game. I would give you like 90% confidence in this run. Although I have had a lot of runs where I said that, something to that effect of I'm very confident in this run and then drop the run. I do not think this will be one of those times, but you never know. I do a lot of sandbagging for a reason. Flame our boy. Like there may be any number of things that I'm not thinking of that could catch us on the Divinity, but I feel like we stably survive the first few turns. There's no way that my Prince gets sniped, and then I have the Fledgling combo here to just supercharge everything, and they take all the damage too. Look at this. This is a stacked 4 wide all damage wave getting to take its hits, and it never even makes it to the Wickless Baron. It doesn't even come close to our boy. And you're telling me there's something I should be afraid of? I don't think so. Because we're getting... The armor on these front units is just too big, right? It's 40, 30, 20. There's so much health. They have to go through 46, 36, 26. That's so much health that they have to go through just to get to hit my units. There's just no way, right? If Shadewings aren't punching through it, I think that the Divinity is going to be hard-pressed as well. Like, Shadewings Seraph combat is a high damage output combat. It's not the highest by any means. It is... I'm sure the Divinity is the highest damage output. It puts out some really big numbers very surprisingly quickly. However, I think with our triple chump block strat, we should be fine. The Harvest Wave is the only one that I'm really afraid of. But I'll just have something. I'm sure I have something I can do for that. Multiple options, I'm fairly certain. Here, I'll torch the boss. Could also throw the Remnant pack down just to get rid of it. Although it doesn't really matter, right? I'm playing the same 3 cards over and over again. Once we play out all our imps, we're just sitting here on this. Guess we play it out so that we can reach the Inflame more frequently. Because Inflame is pretty high value. Funny, because like staying in flame is high value here is not wrong, because I have energy that I have nothing to spend on, so Inflame is the best option in this deck for me to spend my energy on. I'm gonna go ahead and just press end turn twice if you don't mind. I think that our floor that does 2,000 damage per round should beat the boss at 2,500. I appear to be correct. Okay. Divinity, it'll be close. I think that if we dodge damage shield, that is the first thing I would like to see. I'd like to see incant enemies for turn 1. Come on, baby, no damage shield. Let's go. We take those. Okay, like I can play this drag and then it might dodge, but let's play a drag and then let's play an imp in the box. 2 queens implings. Let's play a Queen's Impling, and then let's play an Imp in a box. Damn, I did not... Yeah, let's play Impish Scholar. Let's play Imp in a box. Damn, I missed an Imp there, and that's my bad. But I did not hit any, and I mean... I hit 1. Sorry, I should not say I did not hit any, and I mean any. I hit 1 Pyre Chomper this run. The smart thing to do here would have been put 20 armor onto Prince there for fun. And by for fun, I mean to keep him standing a little confidently. I think that putting 20 armor on both of my units here would have been a little better than putting 20 on Wickless Baron and getting the rage. But here we are. I missed an imp there. You'll never know what that imp was. It's a bit of a misplay. It was a brain diff. Excuse me. 17. I mean, Inflame, I play Inflame here. And Inflame sets us up. I could bring that back, actually. I should bring back the Impish Scholar. Should look at Imp in a box there. I guess I play the Dregs. It doesn't really matter, right? We put them up here because they trigger Harvest. And so they give us some free money on the Baron. Yeah, bottoming all of my armor imps is a little scary. And now I'm feeling pretty good. So we're gonna start with Crushing Device. I just want to do everything in my power to knock out this wave. Getting that spell shield. I think the Harvest is the only wave that I have to worry about here. He gets through all of that. I thought I was gonna take damage there. No dying on my watch, young man. Damage output's looking pretty scary. Ah, the armor. And Blade kills the Wilt Wings. I think that we're there, right? Are you doing 143 times 5? I think that's enough to punch through these Harvest waves. One of these imps will probably die in the round. What's he doing? He does enough to punch through the Harvest wave. I will play the Fledgling imps down. I think that they are... they're definitely positive. But surviving this wave tells me, with confidence, I would say we have this one on wrap. Pretty good run. Think about this run, but I skipped Welder Helper, right? I almost called him Wedgeling Imp. Welder Helper comboed with Fledgling Imp. Don't think about that one too much. I don't remember what run it was, but I remember having that run recently where I was like, man, this run is such a struggle. I know it would have been so free if I had Welder Helper, because Welder Helper could just be an infusion and make this run absolutely over. And here I am on a run where I picked Welder Helper, and I went, hey, I remember that lesson. Lesson learned, baby. Just click the unit that's good. This floor is super scary, by the way. I should do something about it. What do I do about it? Grand question. Very strong question. I think that all I can really do... I can't really do much to it. I can just take off the spell shield of this enemy. That's it. That way, like, it's fine. It's a scary wave for damage output, by the way. It's not a scary wave. Like, we obviously kill everything, but this is a very high damage output wave. Yeah, they do a lot. So I would have preferred to not take much here if at all possible, but it's quite a bit. Molded, what do you got for me? You know what? Give me the Impish Scholar. I believe. You believe? I believe in Impish Scholar. Show me something crazy. Yeah, it's crazy, but not in a good way. That's okay. I mean, these imps probably still tank the whole round, right? Pretty close. Yeah, it's like, it's close. If I... That's fine. If I had it perfectly, I would have not taken the 9x2 sweep, but our prince is gaining 30 armor per round, so we're chilling. It's interesting because one of the things that I wasn't really... I didn't think of it necessarily out the gate when I was thinking about this run, but like just duplicating this imp multiple times is a very viable and also very good line. Making a strong imp and then making like 3 of it is really good. Welder Helper is an interesting case study here too, because the Welder Helper infusion changes entirely from regular Welder Helper, right? Regular Welder Helper is just plus 20 to the front unit. This Welder Helper gives 10 to the floor, which is arguably a lot stronger in the Divinity. If you have a unit that's at very low HP, like Brawler Prince is, you can get 2 of that Welder Helper effect, and that's survivability for the entirety of the Divinity on top floor, right? Because that's 20 armor per round, assuming endless. But, yeah, look at that. Good run. Not a particularly hard one to pilot. Brawler Prince plus starting with Fledgling Imp is good. And yeah, I think that if you take one lesson from my recent success in Monster Train, I would say that you probably just need to take your pack shards later. Even taking pack shards suboptimally in the later game has been working out better for me than taking pack shards early. Just generally taking them early. But, you know, whatever works for you is also good. 15. Feels good. Maybe we'll, I mean, optimistic, but maybe we'll reach 20. If I were to guess, I would say the streak ends sometime in the next few days. Probably to Penumbra, but you never know. Like, sometimes you get surprised. I think I only have a few pain points right now. Penumbra and Queen are the ones that I feel like I can really struggle with. But we'll see what happens. Maybe it ends tomorrow. You never know. You have to watch to find out. For now, though, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.